Hey Bradley, you did good work on this paper. Your thesis is nice and clear, and it's who, and it says what to do. You're really clear about why you chose Mississippi. You're clear about why it's actually going to help the state in the long run to get going on this problem. It's great that you found that Quebec had such good success with outlawing advertising to children. Cracks me up that the fast food industry has lost so much. I have a hard time caring very much about that, though I can see how other people would. But nice there. A good job not claiming causation, but you can actually say a little more than you did. I marked that on your paper. Let's see here. Good, clear rationale about why you say these foods have too much sugar, why those should not be advertised in schools. Great works cited sheet. A lot of people are struggling with that, and you're doing well, and you've got good sources. So really solid work so far. You're on a really good track to do well on this paper. You asked about argumentative topic sentences. Yes, you're doing fine with that. The next thing to do, though, is to make them more specific. So, for example, if you say on page 3, the other problem with imposing law is the location of the ban. You go on to explain a lot more in that paragraph about what infringes on First Amendment rights and what doesn't. So you might just go ahead and mention the First Amendment in the topic sentence, for example. By the First Amendment, the best way to do this without infringing it is, in that sense, it makes sense I just said, but just getting more to the point at the beginning of each paragraph will help. All right. So other things I'm asking, isn't some fat good for you? It was interesting in your paragraph about specifics. You talked about sugar in some detail, but you kind of just threw one sentence in there about fat. I'm wondering if you could do sugar without fat. I think you could probably make a case that fat is not bad in the same way sugar is, weirdly enough. Or you could talk about which kinds of fats are good or bad. I mean, like olive oil and walnuts are good, and too much saturated fat's bad. So, advertise nuts, but don't advertise French fries and peanut oil or something. But there's that kind of stuff. If you want someone to talk to about nutrition questions, you could contact someone in our nursing program, or you could try talking with Mike Kipp in our theology department. His wife Sandy is a nutritionist. I've met with her before to talk about nutrition stuff, and she's met with students before, and it's very informative. But you might try our nursing people first, and you could ask the secretary who's called me this week, is that Locus? And she can usually tell you who does what over there better than I can. All right. So for action 2, the paper you're working on now, is within 1,000 feet of schools really where most of children's exposure to these ads happens? Is that really going to do much good? I can see how that's something that you could actually ask for, but I'm just wondering how much that will really help. Did those laws do anything about tobacco? Did they really help? If so, yeah, brag about it. But if not, put that in action too. Gee, we put these laws in place, but it didn't really seem to do good. Where do kids get exposed to the sugar ads? Is it TV? Is it somewhere else? And if it is TV, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure they passed laws against advertising cigarettes to children anywhere. Period. So, would you be able to argue that similar laws ought to be put in place for similar reasons against sugar and maybe high saturated fat things or something? I would go and try to get a hold of those laws and what they said and how they justified outlawing that kind of advertising to children. Like Joe Camel is one of the iconic advertising to children things that happen for cigarettes. And they argued, look, this is obviously a cartoon. It's obviously appealing